So I've been working on this 25-inch McLane for a couple months now. Finally got it ready to go. But I wanted to go over some things about this mower because it is kind of unique. The engine, it's a 5 horsepower Briggs and Stratton. It has a date code from 1974. Now, I don't know if that's when this mower was built, or was it built after that or before that, but this is probably one of the oldest McLanes that I have worked on, and I was going to point out some of the differences that I noticed working on it versus some of the other ones. And so let me take the grass catcher off. So the first thing you notice is the grass guard here along the front. The newer ones actually have a little gusset here on the sides, a little triangle piece that comes down, and the same thing over there. This one doesn't have that. And then the other thing is this is smooth under here, where on the newer ones you'll notice little veins to help direct the gas. The other big difference is in the way that the clutch mechanism works here. So there's a spring going down, and the lever at the top is somewhat binary. It's either disengaged or engaged. Where what you'll see on the other ones now is there's a piece coming around and you can kind of feather it in. You hold it with your hand, and if you happen to let go, the clutch disengages. Where with this one, once you engage it, it's off and running. You could actually let go of the handle and it's going to continue to run. But because the spring is pulling down, where on the newer ones, the spring actually attaches here and pulls backward on it. So, again, the spring is working differently, and I had to look back at some old pictures to see how it attaches, and that rod is not adjustable. So, again, I pull it up, it is engaged, it's going to spin the reel, it's going to spin the wheels, and everything's off and running. So that's another difference between them. The last difference is this rear axle. You can see that the axle actually goes through the body, of course, on both sides. The other side is the drive side. But I think on the newer ones, the axle is actually captured on the inside of this piece, and there's some adjustment bolts. You can adjust it up and down, just like you can the front wheels. You can adjust the rear wheels, 3 positions or so back and forth. But with this one, you can't do that. So those are the big differences. This grass catcher here had gotten kind of mangled up. Had gotten cut up along here a few times. I had actually cut out the middle one because I was going to use it for something else, and then I just put some sheet metal in there to make it whole. But I added these bolts on the side so that this edge of the grass catcher wouldn't accidentally hit the reel, because what's supposed to happen is the grass catcher is supposed to fit in here and actually touch these bolts, and that's supposed to keep it from going any further, and there's one on each side. But in reality, because of the plastic being damaged, it could go in there, where now when you hook it over, those bolts right there, whether they capture the bolt or the nut, they keep it from going in there any further. And then I've lost the guard for this side over here. Yeah, all in all, it's fast. It runs quicker than the newer one. So when the engagement for the clutch is done and the drive wheels are dropped, it's off to the races. The motor worked pretty well. I did break it all the way down. The little the valve actuators that run on the cam were a little bit frozen. New muffler, resealed the tank. It already had a new electric ignition, so the points and everything are gone out of it. It's got the new coil. The big thing that happened with this is the rear wheels back here on each side, this side and that side, not the drive wheels, but these wheels right here. The bearing on the original one over here had blown out, and so what the people kept using it, and there was no bearing, so that the shaft that runs through there, the drive shaft, got worn and worn and worn and worn, and over time it just took its toll, and eventually it couldn't even, thing was leaning and it couldn't even be pushed. So I replaced the shaft. You can get them off, Amazon. All the bearings there. The bearings for the front reel also have been replaced. Of course, all the wheels, these are from Harbor Freight, both these, and these are all Harbor Freight. Replaced all the hardware, all the bolts that needed replacing, and then used the sandblaster to clean things up. So new chains, well, that's a new chain. These are refurbished chains from something else, but that's a new chain. And yeah, all in all, it runs pretty well, runs quick. Need to be on a wide open straight space, and that's the difference between an old one and a new one. Like I said, I think this one, they call it a pre-91, but I think it's actually a 1974 model, and that's about it.